KC Kids, welcome. Today I am here with my brother,
Jacob.
Jacob and I are several years apart. Jacob, do you remember how many?
12?
12 years. So I'm 26 and you are?
I am 13.
So, what season of life are you in?
I am almost done with 8th grade.
Sweet. So you're about to go into high school, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Well, we are here to tell you a particular story, and it all started Christmas several years ago.
Yeah.
So, what was the gift?
You gave me 2 RC cars, but it wasn't just like 2 different ones. It was a set of 2 cars. It was a set of a cop and a red, like, racer car.
That's right. And we called that red racer car Big
Bad Red.
Big Bad Red.
Yeah.
Those were good good race cars. What I liked about them is they were rechargeable, so you could just plug them in when they died.
Yeah, they were nice.
Well, it all started with a ramp and
tag, right? We were just playing tag with them, so
yep.
You know,
so like a cop chase.
Yeah. And so you know, if you got hit by one of them, then you lost a life or something.
Yeah, we probably had 3 lives, and whoever survived one. But we played that one video game, and it was called Mario Kart.
Just Mario Kart. Mario Kart Wii.
But it was Balloon something.
Oh, the balloon battle.
The balloon battle.
Yeah.
And so that gave us another idea, and we kind of escalated our game. What did we do?
We proceeded to cover the outside with toothpicks, so that on all sides of it, it had very pointy objects, and we put 3 balloons on the back of our cars.
With just Scotch tape, I think.
Yeah.
So these turned into warrior cars, and the goal is pretty clear. You try to slam into the other car and get your toothpicks to pop the balloons. And if you lose your 3 lives, it's done. Well, it wasn't too long after that we found other pointy objects.
Birthday, right? After.
So we just used we just used, what are those sticks called again?
Skewers.
We just used the wooden skewers that you would like roast kebabs on.
So.
But then for my birthday, it escalated again.
So for your birthday, which was about a couple weeks later, we put on steak knives into the front of the car and skewers. And so
I remember Mom was just like, "Oh my gosh, why are there steak knives duct taped to these remote control cars?"
Yeah, I think she left the room.
She did. We almost ran into each other's ankles too a couple times. So now, and then you guys bought me more remote controls.
Oh yeah, for your birthday we got you 2 more remote controls. So there was 4 I think 5.
Oh, we had that other really weird spinny dude.
Yeah, so we had 5 remote controls all in our living room with knives, steak knives, duct taped to them, and balloons on the back.
Everyone got to customize their choice of weapons. So like we laid out all the weapon options.
Didn't we have what is that thing called? It was basically a cord with a super pokey in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You can see the red cord, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
So good. And so that was kind of like that whole winter we just played with remote control cars. I mean, some of our greatest adventures aside from Legos.
That was, yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, dude, we'll throw the picture up. What is this recent Lego creation that you've made?
Over quarantine, while I've been stuck at home, I built this giant Lego base, kind of somewhat inspired by Star Wars Rebels.
Dude, it is so legit and it's massive. It's massive. Okay, back to the remote control cars. Where are these remote control cars at today? What's their story?
One of them was run over in a McDonald's parking lot.
Oh, please do tell.
So it was me, Jessica, my older sister, and Joseph, my brother right above me. So we were driving around in the parking lot, and he was like driving it through. We were driving it under cars, and going crazy and going through the drive-thru with it. And so then we just
So
kind of
good.
pulled it up, and we were just gonna drive under this parked car. But then it ran out of battery right underneath the tire, and we were like, okay, we'll just go
Right
grab it.
underneath the tire.
But we thought the car was parked, but it wasn't. And it just drove right on over it. So technically it still works, it just doesn't have wheels.
So the motor still spins,
Yeah.
the wheels are just snapped
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah. And then the other one,
Oh, this is
this
rich.
one works fine. But last, on the 4th of July, I think it was like the 5th of July, so
Yeah.
right after all of the sparklers and fireworks, right? So we had a bunch of leftover sparklers. And so we taped a bunch of sparklers to the car, and then made an arch of sparklers that we drove it through. And so then,
You launched this guy through an arch of sparklers while it's on fire.
yes.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it was awesome because there was just like sparklers, and then we had like it was really cool.
It's kind of deformed now, isn't it?
Yep, a little bit deformed, has a giant gaping hole in it.
From melting.
Yeah,
of the
it
sparklers.
melted apart, like right where the window is and the door.
Jake, we've had some really fun times.
Yeah.
I love looking at those pictures. I think half the time when you were little and I was in high school, I would just lift you up into the air.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
unexplainably.
remember that.
Shoulder rides, all that stuff.
I remember we'd wrestle, and then you would
Tons of wrestling.
be like, when we'd be wrestling, you'd be like, I'm gonna hang you by your toes on the rope.
So good. Well, kids, the moral of the story this week is, even if there are 12 years between you and your sibling, just buy a couple of remote controls, right?
Yeah.
And there's something about remote controls and Legos and wrestling that bridge the gap of time.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed hearing our stories about remote controls this week, and we hope you have a great week. Bye, guys.
Bye.